Hello, my name is Maddie, and earlier this month I traveled to Lithuania from California. So now I'm here in Vilnius, the capital city, and I will be here until the beginning of October. So this is a pretty big trip for me, and I hadn't packed for such a big trip in a long time, so an important part of that was obviously packing my art supplies. So I had to decide what was important and what could be left behind because I wanted to pack light. So in this video I will show you everything that I brought, what I had to leave behind, and how I'm dealing with buying replacement supplies here in Europe. And then I'm going to take you along on a trip to the Baltic seaside so we can get some inspiration from nature, and then you'll see the process of painting a couple of sketches in my travel sketchbook. So this is all that I brought with me on my 3-month trip in my suitcase, and it all came in my carry-on, so I had to make sure I had no liquids. I brought just watercolor paint, but I could have brought gouache in since it's not flammable, but I was just a little bit worried about it spilling. I didn't know what gouache would be available here in stores. I've looked online at their catalogs. I haven't been in person yet, but it doesn't look like they have much selection, only a couple primary color sets of Winsor Newton. So I went on German Amazon and got Arteza gouache because I needed the yellow ochre and the burnt sienna, those colors for what I use gouache for, so I'll have to give these a try. I also bought on German Amazon this airtight palette for mixing the gouache, so we'll see how that works as well. And once I got here, I brought a can for watercolor. But these are the things that I brought. So I have a pencil sharpener for colored pencils, I have tape, a clip for holding a notebook open. This is sketchbook number 1. I've started using it, but there's still a lot of pages left to use. This is sketchbook 2, the one that I brought with me to Sacramento, and it's been to Canada as well, and now Lithuania. And this is also watercolor paper. These are my watercolor paints, Winsor & Newton. I have all my color swatches here. You can see which colors I've brought. I've brought this bigger one so I could have as many colors as possible. And I have my favorite Nida eraser here, little pencil sharpener for on the go, this normal eraser that I never use because I prefer the Nida eraser. And yeah, it's messy, so don't judge me. Next is this Niji roll. And it unrolls and holds lots of things. So I have colored pencils here. I picked out my most used favorite colors from my Prismacolor pack. I forgot a white pencil, but I think I can substitute white gouache for that. I brought a pencil that's not mechanical, so I don't have to worry about bringing lead along. And I have this little eraser, which is great for small detailed sketches. I have my micron pens, all the sizes, the variety that I use. I have 4 brushes here for watercolor and gouache. There's a flat brush and 3 round brushes. And then I have my Pentel water brush pens. And I made sure to empty these of water and this of water before getting on the plane. And this is a spray bottle for spraying the watercolor before using it to activate it. And it fits nicely because there's one strap that's a bit bigger here. So all this rolls back up. And this is an easier solution than having everything in a pencil case because you can see right away where everything is at. And this isn't for travel sketching, but I brought it along to do some watercolor work while I'm here because this is a paper that I'm more used to using and it was affordable, so I didn't want to have to spend a lot of money buying paper here. So for this trip, I decided I'd take a couple of photos for inspiration, bring them home, and then paint from the photo as a little practice. I was mostly focusing on composition here, so I made a rectangle and then I did a 3x3 grid so I could use the rule of thirds and make a pleasing composition. So I went off the photo, but I moved things around so they'd hit those intersection points. And so I did 3 scenes, and you'll see the watercolor process for each, and at the end I also used colored pencil on the last 2 to define some edges. So enjoy! Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing some clips from my trip and seeing the process of painting. Every month I make PDF art guides for different topics to help artists like myself. I've put these together for you to access. You can click the link below and enter your email. They'll be sent to you. You can also choose to subscribe so you can get new guides every month. You can connect with me on Instagram at MaddieRoseArt and use the hashtag #TravelSketchWithMaddie to share your travel sketches. I'd love to hear about your favorite place to travel sketch or the materials that are most essential when you travel. So comment below, and yeah, I'll see you next time.